Welcome to National Focus. I'm Jarna Hector. Coming up, an update on the new Dominica State College project. President Williams highlights the achievements of the island's main hospital, and Dominica observed a Solidarity Day for President Hugo Chavez last Saturday. Stay with us for details of these and other stories when National Focus returns.
You're watching GIS.
Welcome back. The government of Dominica has recognized the value and importance of higher education and has set as its policy the goal of at least one college graduate per household by the year 2015. An ongoing project which will assist government in achieving this goal is the Chinese-funded new Dominica State College. The state-of-the-art educational institution, when complete, will supersede all educational institutions on the island, providing quality education for Dominicans. Marketing manager of Shanghai Construction Group, Sammy Ye, says the project, which began over a year ago, is now at an advanced stage and should be complete by October of 2013.
This project started 2011, October, end of October. So this contract is the 2 years, same like the State House, and because you can see almost a finish, but inside the most furniture is contracted by us. So we will submit the most furniture for this project. So that means maybe this year or 2 years. 2 years is next year October we will be finished, but we will try our best if can finish that early. But the first step is make sure the quality is good for this project.
The Chinese official is pleased with the design of the new Dominica State College and is optimistic about the prospects the new facility will bring to the country and its people.
This project, the State College, the new building, is the biggest in Dominica, and this is also has more effective in the Caribbean area. I think maybe in the future, the State College will actually the other Caribbean area, the students can come to study, and this location in the stock farm is the very nice view, and our design is the very multifunction, modern, and very successful. That building, and the quality you can see we can have the very nice quality, the best quality, and the SCG will submit to your country.
As part of the contract, the Chinese construction company will refurbish sections of the old State College and construct new buildings. The designs for that aspect of the project have already been submitted to government. The new Dominica State College project is being funded through a $30 million concessionary loan from the China Export-Import Bank. The new State College is one of several projects currently being constructed by the Shanghai Construction Group. Another major project is the new State House, which is now 90% complete. In other news, the achievements of the Princess Margaret Hospital over the years have been underscored by Dominica's head of state. His Excellency Eliud Williams, who was intimately involved in the work of the island's health sector during his service as a public servant, reflected on the positive changes which have taken place over the years. The president proudly voiced his observations during his Christmas visit to the hospital's patients and staff last Thursday.
We must keep in mind that these changes and quality service improvements have not come about without considerable effort, careful study and analysis of the needs of the health sector. Today, there is a staff complement of 36 medical officers, including 15 consultants, 12 local, I'm told, and 3 from the Cuban Technical Assistance Program. 240 nurses, 60 ward aides, and another 164 support staff.
The country's head of state is impressed with the increase in support staff at the Accident and Emergency Department of the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Of particular interest to me, though, is the present complement of staff, medical staff that is, at the A&E department. In that regard, I recall the efforts of Dr. Doreen Schillingford, the then CMO, and Professor Grell in terms of raising the level of care through better diagnostic equipment and increased number of medical staff for the A&E. Back then, there were 2 doctors, and it was their vision that one day before long, there would be a continuous presence of a medical officer at the A&E department. I think we have achieved that.
The island's president also spoke of other achievements which have assisted in elevating the standard of health services provided at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
I'm aware also that there are many other initiatives, and to mention just a few, I am told that recently PMH received a donation of some $1 million from the government of the People's Republic of China for the purchase of diagnostic equipment to include nebulizers, infusion pumps, fetal heart rate machines, pediatric ventilators, and ECG machines. And in January 2011, the Minister of Health, Mr. Timothy, had the pleasure, I'm told, of opening the doors of a new occupational therapy facility on the grounds of the APU, which we just visited. I hadn't been told then of this facility, and again I've heard of some wonderful plans for making it a modern conference center. There is also an ambulatory care unit which was opened recently, and I was able to see this in operation firsthand just a few months ago, and I must say this is an excellent facility which was used, which came about by converting what had been a small storeroom.
The president also took the opportunity to pay tribute to doctors who have given valuable service to the hospital for an extended period of time. He made special mention of Dr. Hendricks Paul and Kervin Ferrara, who have served the hospital for more than 50 years. And Health Minister Honorable Julius Timothy has congratulated staff of the island's main hospital for the high level of commitment and dedication in providing quality health service to the country's citizens. The minister showered words of praise when he addressed hospital staff at a ceremony to recognize staff who have performed admirably at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
We do not hear the good things that the hospital have done. All we hear are the criticisms. But we know, notwithstanding our shortcomings, we have done some excellent things at this hospital.
The minister, in applauding the efforts of the PMH staff, cautioned against complacency.
We must not be complacent. We must always put our best foot forward. The government is doing everything possible to help you, to make you comfortable. But please, we want you in turn to ensure that the citizenry is treated correctly and that we do everything possible to assist our citizens when they find themselves in distress at the hospital.
Staff was recognized for outstanding and dedicated performance. 10 retirees of the hospital were also recognized. In other news, Dominica Grammar School is reporting success in the fight against antisocial behavior in schools. Principal of the Dominica Grammar School, Alicia Jajak, speaking with GIS News, stated that the learning environment at that school has significantly improved.
Every one of us would know that last year we had some issues that were very magnified in the media about student behavior. Unfortunately, some of these behaviors really took place. And we felt that this year things had to be different. So we wanted to make sure that we were not going to have these type of behaviors, well, as much as possible. We want to prevent them. And we wanted to provide an environment that was a little more conducive to learning to our students. We know that parents were a bit concerned about what, the media reports about the levels of violence. And we want to assure parents that this is a normal school environment with occasionally some issues, but nothing to fret about. And I think we have achieved that for this term.
She went further to list a few changes that encourage the decrease of antisocial behavior at the school.
We had a very large population last year. We still have a large population, but it has declined. We are working now with 2 sections of the school, sections that we keep separate for the most part, so that way we are able to monitor and see the students better. So every section has about 400 students, and we have deployed staff in strategic areas throughout the day. They monitor, and I think the students are aware that they're being looked at more closely, and things have surely improved in terms of their behavior. The environment is calmer, it is quiet. We have removed many of the distractions that caused distractions. For example, physical education was done on the hard courts all through the day, and we removed that. The students do not do physical education anymore, so there are no distractions because the classrooms are right next to the hard courts. So this is one big change that has happened, and the environment is very quiet, and the students, I believe, can learn better in that environment.
The principal also noted that students of one campus are not allowed to visit the other campus during school hours without supervision. Responding to the question of whether the problem of antisocial behavior has been wiped out at the DGS, Principal Jarna stated that it would be careless to think so.
It is an ongoing process. I am not going to be so naive to think that all is well. I will not rest on my laurels. We are going to continue monitoring, as we did throughout the term, very frequent meetings, and we strategized and we improved things and we reminded people of things, and we are going to continue that same approach throughout the school year.
Mrs. Jarna also had this to say regarding the fight against antisocial behavior in schools around the island.
The public has to be aware that student learning and performance is not determined by any one variable. There are a number of things that will affect student performance, either positively or negatively. A quiet school environment is, of course, a must for student performance, but it is not the only criterion for success. So I would appeal to parents, as I normally do. They have to play their part. The society has to play its part, and we are all stakeholders in our students' successes.
The Dominica Grammar School has been an educational institution on the island for 120 years. In more news, days after the issuance of a statement from the Venezuelan government reporting on President Hugo Chávez's favorable recovery, a local solidarity ceremony was held in his honor. The ceremony, attended by government officials, Dominicans, and citizens of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, took place on Saturday at the Simon Bolivar Square in Goodwill. The occasion also served to commemorate 200 years since the writing of the Cartagena Manifesto and 8 years of Alba integration. The Cartagena Manifesto was written by Simon Bolivar during the Colombian and Venezuelan War of Independence, after the fall of the First Republic. In it, Bolivar explained what he believed to be the causes of this loss. Venezuelan ambassador to Dominica, Her Excellency Carmen Martinez de Grijalva, expressed this message of thanks for the support received from Dominica's government and people.
Today, in numerous cities around the world, many people are praying for the expedient recovery of President Chávez, expressing solidarity with our revolution and our leader. The president of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, had said that Chávez is a historic president and an extraordinary human being. Hugo Chávez is a leader who, with the Bolivarian ideas, fight for peace, for social justice, for the respect to the homeland. As a Venezuelan citizen, I would like to thank you all for your participation, for your prayer, for your very kind message, and especially I would like to recognize the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerry, who at this time is in Caracas, Venezuela, together with the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and another leader from the ALBA Bolivarian Alliance, participating in a special event in the Simon Bolivar Plaza in Caracas for the commemoration of the historic day of the Cartagena Manifesto and the creation of ALBA and reaffirming the friendship with Commander Hugo Chavez.
A number of persons publicly expressed their solidarity with President Hugo Chavez, including Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Alvin Bernard.
We are here this morning to do two things. One is to express our solidarity with Comrade Hugo Chavez in his time of trial. And we are here to do that, yes, because of the benefits that we've had from Venezuela, but also because we recognize President Chavez as a dear friend. And friends come together in times of crisis. And as we know, President Chavez is now going through a time of crisis. And therefore, we consider ourselves friends indeed. And therefore, that is why we're here to express our solidarity.
Honorable Alvin Bernard stated that the other objective is to identify with the ideals of economic and social integration as perpetuated by ALBA. Cuban Ambassador to Dominica, Her Excellency Juana Elena Ramos, delivered these remarks on behalf of her country.
I would like to say that today in the Simón Bolívar Plaza in Caracas is celebrating the 8th anniversary of the Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of Our America, ALBA, established in Havana on December 14, 2004 by Venezuela and Cuba, to which, after joined by Bolivia, Nicaragua, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Ecuador. Some believe it was an unrealizable dream of Chavez and Fidel. However, many economic and social programs have been carried out in our countries thanks to ALBA during these 8 years. We, at the Bolivar Plaza of Dominica, also celebrate this important event while remember the decisive role played by Commander Hugo Chavez in this alliance, real example of integration and solidarity between our countries, regardless of their size and economic power. We would like to take this opportunity on behalf of my government, my people, and in particular on behalf of the Cuban community in Dominica, to send our Commander Chavez a sincere message of solidarity and wish him a speedy recovery.
Cultural specialist Gregory Rabes delivered his own message of support to the government and people of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
He's a strong man. He's a very, very strong man, not only physically, mentally, and we know he will pull through, but his heart is always with the people of Venezuela. He has given his all to the people of Venezuela. He has given all to the Caribbean. We have seen the fruits of that love and that abundance of energy in terms of the projects here in Dominica. So let us always remember and cherish the work being done in Venezuela, the support for Dominica, and at a personal level, let us all remember and express our solidarity with Hugo Chavez Frias.
Trade unionist and recipient of the Meritorious Service Award of Dominica, Leo Jules Bernard Nicholas, stated that his remarks are from one trade unionist to another. Mr. Nicholas's message was one of admiration for President Hugo Chavez.
Seeing in these days our comrade has been suffering of ill health, we can only do the simple common thing by showing our solidarity with our comrade, President Chavez, and the people of Venezuela. Because without the people, there will be no president. And without the president, we would not have had this strong relationship. Because he has been more than anybody the most stalwart of all the presidents of Venezuela, who have seen it fit. Of course, his philosophy is in tune with our philosophy. The Labour Party is a democratic socialist organization. And we believe in helping the poor people to bring them up to a standard. We don't say we sympathize with poor people. We want to help them to bring them. Sympathy is one thing, help is another. And our government has been doing its utmost under the prevailing circumstances, and we all know what is going on in the world today. And in spite of that, our government has done the best it could and the best that any other government in this country has ever done for Dominica. So we can say thanks to Comrade Chavez and wish him good health.
Venezuelan ambassador to Dominica, Her Excellency Carmen Martinez de Grijalba, reported that President Hugo Chavez is in stable condition and recovering favorably considering the complexity of his surgery. And that's the English segment of the news. Stay tuned for the Creole highlights with McPherson St. Luce.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le travail est expecté pour commencer à ce bâtiment neuf, l'hôpital Princess Margaret en Wozo l'année prochaine. Parole cela sorti du Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt. Honorable Skerritt agreement et puis officier People's Republic of China a valu $10 million US. Selon Honorable Skerritt, le projet cela est déjà supposé faire qu'on est bien nécessaire pour le développement Dominique. Honorable Skerritt aussi bien plaisir que le projet important cela quand il commence tout de suite. Et aussi bien plaisir si pour financer le People's Republic of China, spécialement en temps de globalisation qui a existé à présent. Ambassadeur People's Republic of China pour la Dominique, His Excellency Wang Zonglai, si à ce compte gouvernement. Ambassadeur Zonglai ba commitment China continue de travailler développement bon relation qui a existé entre ces deux pays-là. En la nouvelle, le gouvernement coréen du Sud qui venu devant assister Dominique et puis bagaille qui bien nécessaire. Constituency Rose Valley qui a tapé bagaille pour caille et puis agriculture. Officier Embassy Korea Jim Kim fait présentation là pour membre parlement Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre jeudi.
Mood hodam Rose Valley ka yo tapé un cadeau, c'est un gift. Et ben cadeau ça sorti hodam Korea. Avec la nous t'es parlé quand storm affiliate t'es passé if you damage à Rose Valley comme si des damage caille pour tout roofs toutes ces bails ça t'es damagé avec nous t'es parlé pour friend nous tout on la terre comme si avec premier ministre nous parler puis Korea avec Korea décidé il a aidé nous avec Jordi Noël ka vini tout ça nous ka c'est petit cadeau ça yo ka bano and ça c'est yon sa US dollar, ça c'est 100 US dollars, ça c'est 100,000 US dollars. Ou ka dit peut-être il pas go, mais ça c'est pour nous actuellement because tout ça on est pour bano comme si on est cadeau bano, nous pas dire OK bano pli bano ça si vous venez on est cadeau ka bano nous taper avec nous ouvert pour tout ces monde Rose Valley.
En même temps aussi officier courrier Jim Kim fait parole comment Corée bien plaisir pour faire donation comme ça pour la Dominique. Corée a gardé devant pour plus coopération entre ces deux pays-là. Travail qui prend place bien formidable à ces chimères Cuba Kahom. Gouvernement Dominique a dépensé l'argent oui par chimère salam. Membre parlement Honorable Kelva Darrow visité le projet la semaine passée pour voir pour Goué qui prend place à ces projets-là.
Nous place Miro Cuba Kahom. Et chimé ça là c'est Farm Access Road. Et le gouvernement qui a spend l'argent pour réparer chimé ça là. Nous avons pris farmers en haut là qui a aller pour farm yo pour garder pour dachin yo pour banane yo pour yam yo et pour carburétor tout bagaille ça là. Et le gouvernement Dominique nous a assisté farmers ça là pour une chose une belle chimé pour aller pour hot farm yo. Et nous me dit merci encore pour Premier ministre Skerritt et puis ministre pour Public Works Blackmore qui m'allait parler puis yo et puis me dit yo c'est mon farmers Saint-Jo et Miro et Kahom yo besoin chimé et yo ba moi l'argent là nous ça fait chimé ça là pour farmers ça et farmers a dit merci puis chimé ça là il était en pli rolls et puis il partait pour pièce et bien actuellement nous commençons à travailler dans la chimère là et bien nous avons fait un bel job là pour pour hot farmers la hot Saint Joe, Miro, Salisbury, Colby Street. Nous ni un contracteur qui sorti hot constituency Saint Joe, et ben nous 10 jeunes monde qui travaillent dans le projet ça là, so yo ka taper l'argent pour koyo, là yo travaille là, et ben je dis merci pour premier ministre là encore pour projet ça là.
Et puis finalement, plusieurs officiers ministres agriculture ensemble et puis habitants de Dominique qui visité la Martinique Semaine Salam pour taper toinement comment pour travailler combattre maladie Black Sigatoka. Parole là sorti officier quarantine ministre agriculture Brian Ansem.
Nous avons collaboré avec CIRAD, avec ça nous avons fait 18 à 22 décembre. Nous avons envoyé 5 planteurs avec 5 techniciens en Martinique. Nous avons fait un exchange visite pour regarder comment Martinique a fait management strategy pour l'école Black Sigatoka. Avec CIRAD, qui a payé pour tout training ça là. Nous sommes bien contents nous savons ces techniciens avec ces planteurs train pour regarder comment Martinique et Guadeloupe a fait management strategy. So encore ministre agriculture qui a travaillé bien pour contrôler les maladies Black Sigatoka.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous faire un créole pour à présent. Non, moi, c'est McPherson Saint-Luce qui souhaite tout le monde une bonne saison Noël. Au revoir.
Thank you, McPherson. Are you curious about the health benefits of honey? We'll tell you more in our upcoming tip of the day.
Together we build, together we strive. We see it all on your government information service, Channel 7. This is the Government Information Service, bringing you all that you need to know about all that's happening in your country's development. GIS, you and your channel.
Many people think that honey is a type of sugar with calories that negates your weight loss efforts. Actually, honey contains sugar, but unlike refined sugar, honey contains vitamins and minerals as well. Normally, to digest sugar, the vitamins and minerals stored in the body are utilized, rendering the body devoid of these nutrients, which are essential to dissolve fats and cholesterol. Thus, when you eat too much sugar, you tend to increase weight, not just because of those calories, but due to lack of vitamins and minerals. On the contrary, honey, being a good source of nutrients, actually helps reduce weight. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Look us up on our GIS Dominica pages on both YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Jarna Hector. Thank you for watching.